This is Marvel Universe Captain Britain. The figure is part of Wave 5 of the Series 2 Marvel Universe figures, or Hammer Files, and is part of Wave 10 overall. The figure comes, as always, with a base that says Captain Britain 026. It comes with a neat trading card with a very uncanny pose. No pun intended. It looks as though he's enjoying something. It's like he's touching something. Anyway. It has a nice bio at the back. Also comes with a top secret file, Hammer File. It's really just an email from Norman Osborn to Victoria Hand asking her to do some tests and study and research information how Captain Britain gets his mystical powers from the British Isles. And as you know, as many of you already know, Brian Braddock, or Captain Britain, is the the brother of Psylocke. Psylocke, the telepath of the Uncanny X-Men, or the X-Men. He is the brother, but he was not born with any powers or mutant abilities, and as the comic goes, he was bestowed on mystical powers by Merlin, and he has, well, most of Superman's powers, I suppose, if you follow DC Comics, except for the heat vision, X-ray vision, and ice breath, and he's not vulnerable to kryptonite. At any rate, he can fly, super strength, near indestructibility. Very nice. Big fan of this character. One of the few comic books I started reading when I began reading the X-Men was really Excalibur. A comic has now become defunct, and I haven't seen it in a while, or they've spun it off somewhere, or it's now something else. But anyway, it was a very funny comic book, nice characters, and especially Captain Britain. I liked him. It was cool. He was the leader of the gang, and you know, as long as he stayed in the British Isles, or as long as the Britain, or the islands of Britain were prosperous and the whole nation was okay, he'd be okay. And so I suppose if he left the country, his powers would be greatly diminished, and so his enemies would just wait for him to leave the country. Kind of corny, kind of cheesy, but interesting enough for me. I'm a big fan of that, of English lore. You know, my undergraduate was really with the humanities, and big fan of these literary classics and whatnot. Hooray for nerds! Okay, here is the packaging. Again, the same art as the trading card, and the rest of the assortment. Yeah. Okay, the figure is pretty decent sized figure. I mean, for a Captain Britain character, it's a huge, comparatively huge body mold. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they've used bits and pieces of the Thor figure mold, the Secret Wars Thor, because his limbs are slightly bigger than most Marvel Universe figures. He's slightly taller, but not too much. Very beefed up, bulky. So I'm guessing it's a Thor mold. I could be wrong, but that's what I see. He's got the same articulation as most Marvel Universe figures: a ball-jointed hip, double-jointed knee, ball hinge ankle. He's got a wrist swivel, hinge elbow, swivel bicep, ball hinge shoulder, ball-jointed upper torso, and ball-jointed neck. Get him some decent poses. You can just stand him up, he'd be fine. Just a really figure that I wanted to get for this particular wave, more than anyone else. So pretty stoked that I actually have him. You might want to look around when you're buying this figure. Like on the figure that I have, there's a lot of paint. It's very tiny, micro-sized paint chipping or paint scratches right here and there. Some overlapping here and there, but not that much. I mean, it doesn't suck, but it's not perfect. It's not super perfect, but it's pretty cool. The paint, I'm quite pleased with it. I mean, yeah, I could have done some more finishing touches with this guy, but pretty happy with it. So very nice. Just a wonderful figure to have, especially if you're a fan of the mutant comic books, the X-Men, X-Factor, X-Force, New Mutants, Excalibur, and whatnot. Very cool. Also, if you've already bought the Kitty Pryde figure with Lockheed. And if you've already gotten the Nightcrawler from the Secret Wars 2-pack, and I suppose you can already start building the classic Excalibur team. All we need now is Megan, and we'd have the original gang of the British superhero team Excalibur. So anyway, it's a great figure. If you love Marvel Universe, if you love mutants or superpowered sort of mutants, he's not a mutant, figures, then I highly recommend you get him. I mean, you get your money's worth with the amount of plastic you get from him. No accessories though, but size-wise and sculpt-wise, very, very nice. There you have it, Marvel Universe Captain Britain. Thanks for watching.